You guys, oh, now it's on, there we go. My name is Michelle Sawyer, I'm with DRS Enterprises, I'm a consultant on the project, and I will be working with the team to develop a workforce training program to help train the individuals that reside in this community, and also helping the community.
Where is the donate?
They need to be quiet. Can't nobody hear me.
Just use your outdoor voice.
Yeah, that's right.
Use your outdoor voice.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Tony Graham. I'm with Berkeley Construction. I am the director of diversity and
Always CEO of alderwoman division. My responsibility for this project, the technology and the systems integration between all the public safety entities that have been involved in the construction of this project. I am the ambassador for construction, one of the John Paul
That's why
My name is Michael Sutton, President of Infrastructure Engineering, and we were doing all the civil engineering on the project with Kelsey, Richard Kelsey. And I would say
like all that today.
All right. So the couple of folks up here stole a little bit of my thunder. Part of the design here, these are the individuals so far that have been. Put it on the table right here. Over here, man. Put it on the table.
All right, break mine.
Hello? Okay. Like you.
Bust the rhyme, homie.
You can't pour one. I want those passive one, you know?
I'm not used to the mics.
Take it back.
So for the design services team, I do want to thank the alderman and the community for reaching out and providing some names of some people that can partner with us on the project. A couple of them introduced themselves tonight. So Thomas, Michael, Kelsey, alderman, thank you for bringing forward some of these groups and allowing them to work with us on this project. Like I said, they have been great partners. They know what they're doing, and we're excited to be working with them going forward. We do still have some opportunities going forward to get engagement on the professional services side. One of the immediate needs that we have right now, we need assistance in clearing the site. So we're looking for companies within the neighborhood that can go out and help us remove trees, mow the property down. So if you are able to assist us with that, please reach out to the alderman's office if you want to get this started immediately. So if there's a way that if you or any of your friends, colleagues, etc., can do this for us, please reach out ASAP because this is an urgent need to get the rest of the project going so we can understand some of the rules on site. One thing is you do need to have a labor union card. That is a requirement through the city contract. So that is a need. A couple of other ways to engage in the project that are going to be coming down the line. We need a commissioning agent, and we need support during construction for the oversight of structural, mechanical, and electrical disciplines. So again, we're not there yet. Yeah, testing and commissioning for building systems, and then also supporting with development documentation. Building systems such as the air conditioning units, plumbing fixtures, the natural gas lines, water heaters, etc. Making sure that those are operating the way that they're intended. So it's essentially something that would be site-based check to make sure that the construction is done correctly. Those will be things that we'll start looking for in probably 2 months. So if you have ideas, people that can provide these services, again, please provide those names to the aldermen so that they can come forward to us and we can start having those discussions and getting people engaged. Right now, to give you an idea of where we are in the project, we have not started design yet. We're still finalizing the programming needs for the campus and working with the end users. We do expect that process to be wrapped up in the next couple of weeks, so design should be starting sometime in mid-September to late September. So there's still plenty of time to get involved in workforce training, jobs. I mean, it's clear that that's something that people in the community care about. So there's still plenty of time to prep and work with our team and finding ways to get involved in the project. It is. Sorry, which? We will do a complete design, and then the plumbing trades will follow, yes. And I'll touch on that. We'll start engaging with some of the contractors and providing more information on the packages towards the end of 2019 and early 2020. Yes.
Stop, yes, stand up so we can see. Stand up, man. Stand up.
Advocates, activists.
But I want to just stress one thing really clearly. We have not even started design. We are so far out right now for awarding any new construction contracts. Our team, the individuals that we just listed, will be designing it, but we haven't started designing it. So the intent is we want to get out, we want to talk to you, we want to keep you engaged in the process so that you're aware of how we're progressing with design. One contract's already going to start to be led so that you can start preparing yourself in advance. And if people do require training, then we start working with you in developing the training process protocols so that people can start to get themselves up to speed and be registered with unions and et cetera. So we have not yet started design, so we're a ways out right now before construction starts. A couple of the ways we are going to start engaging the community in the near future. We need to start talking about community space and what the neighborhood needs in the building, what's best to assist you, and assist you and review people here, what sort of space is needed. We also know that it's important that Chicago Avenue gets further developed. I think that's a goal for everyone in the community. That's something that the alderman has very much stressed, that we want to continue to develop Chicago Avenue. And so we want to talk to you about how we engage Chicago Avenue with the project, what it's going to look like, what it's going to feel like, so that way everybody has a say and represents the needs of the community. So,
I have a question. You said these jobs won't be available unless you have a union card?
right now, the project does have a PLA that's a requirement from the city.
Okay, so you need a union rep here. Because you know you don't have to have a union card. Once you get hired on the job, you can't get your union card. Majority member. Of course you do. You can work 7 days and you can get paid to be in the union.
Okay, I don't know those specifics.
That's what I'm saying. You need to have a union rep here when you talk about those things. Because you have guys that have union cards that know how it goes. And when you say that, you really making the community feel like, well, we don't have it, so they count it out already.
One of the things that we will be doing is having a specific meeting that's just for people interested in workforce development. That's it. We will have union people ready for that. We're also trying to put together a training program to prep those people who are not at your level or and ready to work. Meaning they're ready to work but don't have access to union cards and things like that. We're trying to address that. And we will be working with ex-offenders or returning citizens, whatever, everybody. We're not trying to close it down for anybody in this community that wants to work.
When will
So
you
we
have
will-
that meeting?
We are meeting on Tuesday to finalize plans, and after that, we will set a date. We anticipate having it probably, what is this? This is the end of August. I would say preferably October.
But you guys coming out of the community, you haven't even talked to the people already doing workforce development in the community and become a part of your project. You just coming in and you're not even a part of it. I've been over here for 50 years, working with workforce development. You guys haven't even included us in the process. I want us to take it over everything.
Let me say this. So, can everybody over there hear me in the corner? Preach your voice. I'm hollering. I ain't gonna holler too long. We were asked to represent. Please stand.
Please stand. Check.
Okay. Let me see. I'm talking. We were asked to be part of a committee
Yes,
that met with you on a small group scale,
yes.
so that you could talk to us before you talk to the community about what you were planning so we could tweak stuff. Let me say this to you, plain and simple. None, I'm gonna make it very simple, of what you guys have been telling us has, number one, come to fruition. My first complaint, and this is a legitimate complaint, when we sat down, you first introduced yourselves in the community. You said none of the GCs would be self-performing. You just said you guys are doing the design.
We're not the contractor, we're subcontractors.
So what you did was show me one thing and just, right, they call bait and switch. Okay, let me go further. Give me that list. Okay, yeah, here's one of them. Why did you guys ask, where's Frank? Where is he? Stand up now. Why did you ask these black architects and engineers to put you together this proposal? First of all, y'all gave him the shortest timeline in his proposal. And you got all of these, he was able to pull together architectural engineering firms from the community, people who live here, work here. We offered you this as step number one. Just step number one. We haven't heard anything back. When they heard something back, they were told their bid was too high. But in the original budget, you guys said design build was $5 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
But these guys said, hey, we'll do the stuff for $750,000, and now they talking about they crazy. They too high on the project. At the end of the day, there's a lot of stuff that's going on that you guys have told us. We've been talking about workforce development. How long has it been? Since the beginning. Since last year.
Then it was erased.
Nobody said about no workforce development to us. Nobody has actually put anything in place. Now, here's the magic question. Didn't you guys hire somebody to handle us?
Larry Hunt? Yeah, Larry Hunt. Why is he not in the room?
That's my next
Pull
question.
his ass out of here when he comes in.
Well, you don't have to.
That's what's gonna happen. Need a little more help.
At the end of the day,
He a bad man.
at the end of the day, he was supposed to be, you hired him to come and connect with us. Never happened. Never happened. Never materialized. We talked about all of these guys in this room that you see who are ready to go to work. We talked about being able to put them to work without a union card if they don't have one. We talked about us being in partnership every step of the way. And the truth be told, there really hasn't been any kind of partnership developed. What's been happening is we've had you guys come down and show us some stuff in one hand and then do something totally different on the other hand. And I'm listen, what I'm not gonna do is let this project or any other, all I have is my word. And everybody in this room know I keep my word. I'm gonna protect that. So as someone giving their word from this committee right here, we're very, very dissatisfied. I know that you 2FM and whoever else is pushing this project, you guys are moving real fast. But I made phone calls and told you that you're headed on a track, that there's something on this track that's gonna blow up this train. And these guys gotta be included, man. And you gotta be more transparent in the stuff that you're doing. I realize things change, but when the alderman tell me, when she looked at me and say, I don't know, Pastor Kyle. And I'm trying to figure out, if you don't know, who the hell don't know?
Come on now.
If you don't know,
Come on now.
how's anything moving in this neighborhood without you signing off?
All right, all right.
Nothing gonna move. There ain't gonna be no shovel in the ground, excuse my English. There ain't gonna be none of that kind of stuff without our people being included. I mean, I'm so angry. There's some intimate details. I'm not gonna tell you this, but I happen to know that if you think those two little black contractors that y'all put on there is gonna satisfy us,
No.
y'all missed us. Y'all completely missed us. That's not gonna work. We're not gonna let you come in, build this building, make $250,000 net profit off $100 million, and then just leave us with some crumbs. So here, y'all get to cut the grass.
That's what
We
we
ain't
said.
had it.
That is the first contract that you did, to be honest.
I ain't gonna let nobody.
We don't want to talk about cutting the grass. We want to know how come these guys don't have a contract.
The architects.
These are legitimate architects, engineers, who can do the
Cut down
design.
the trees because ain't nobody included.
Wait. Let him finish talking to me first.
Yeah, hold on.
These guys have the credentials. They put together a master plan. This is awesome. We ain't going to talk about that part. But we want to know how come nobody ever said, you know what? Let's go back and talk to the community. Let's go back and talk to the committee and say why we don't think this is a good fit or what these guys need to do to make this a good fit. We didn't offer you this as something for you to just throw to the side. We offered you this because this is who we want to design and build the building in our community, our people. Yeah. That wasn't an option. We weren't coming here to ask you that. We were telling you that. This is who we want. So I want to know here today, number one, where's Mr. Hutt? You brought him over here and said, this is your liaison. We haven't seen him.
Right.
Where is he? You came over here, you said,
Same thing for y'all.
hey, we're going to build this building with you guys. We're going to work in partnership. And then we hear messages coming back down. Look, we don't want to hear nothing about y'all past. We don't want to hear nothing about the Walmart project. But you got to hear about that because that set the precedent for us. We've been doing this for 20 years. We started this yesterday. And I thought we made that clear from meeting number one. So at this point, here's how we feel. And I think this is everybody in the room. The word is disrespect. So if we sound angry, it's because we are. If we sound frustrated, it's because we are. As far as we're concerned, y'all might as well just erase whatever you done started. Let's go back to scratch. Oh, by the way, these are the people that were downtown testifying. These are the people that was giving testimony. These are the people that you're looking at right here. These are the ones that were in the courtroom at City Hall making sure that this project got passed. Now, you can't use them to get the project passed and then kick them to the curb. You can't do it.
That's just the way it goes. That's the way it goes.
And the frustration you hear, and you know it, we've been standing in front of this process every budget meeting, city council, every zoning, to say we want it because we feel this would be a great opportunity for our community for contracts. Because we'll hire our own people. You give us a contract, we're gonna hire the guys. You know, we know we ain't gonna, it's a different story about other folks hiring African American people. It's a different story, but we will hire our own people.
and we will get the guns out their hands so they can stop this senseless violence. With this project over there, 100 million, 85 million, come on now, that can change a lot of lives. That can change a lot of lives. So the passion that you hear in us, you know, I'm gonna try to tell my man, you know, cool from the profanity, but he's a grown man. We got seniors here. I'm gonna try to tell him, but hey, I'm gonna try to keep him calm. He got smoke come out of his ear. This is my man right here. You hear him growling. It's just not him. It's all of us. We growling. So we just let everybody know, everybody on that panel know, man, we upset.
And we was in City Hall, and every day that something came up, we was there. As a group of people supporting us, now you cutting us out.
Hold on. And last but not least, when they disrespect the alderman, it's something that y'all don't know. They disrespect the alderman and No Cop Academy. Called all out their names. Guess who was standing front and center? We were the police. Man, it was going to another level. On the second floor at City Council. The police like, man, we'll get you guys. But these No Cop Academies was disrespecting our alderman, called all out their names. And that's when we stepped up.
All right now.
You ain't gonna talk about none, the alderman or no African American sisters and disrespecting and calling out their name. You got a problem with us.
These people.
Now, they got a problem with us too. No, there was a No Cop Academy. No, not
You tell us to tear it up. Y'all know bucket, don't tear it up.
Not them.
They ready to go now.
But they are disrespectful. Right now.
I'm sorry. Wait a second. One more thing. And I think this would have resolved a lot of these issues. When we sat down with you all, with the community, we gave you a community benefits agreement. It was almost like that, whatever that document that we handed you all went into a black hole. Nobody knows what we're talking about. That community benefit, hold on guys, would have outlined who the GC is, who's gonna do the work, how many people can work with or without union cards. All of those things were discussed in that. Nobody, now, according to protocol, it was supposed to be sent to your office, gone over, sent back to us, and then we could come back and say, yes, no, make these changes. If we had done that, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation.
If you had followed this chart that we gave you, we wouldn't be having this conversation. All right. On this chart are names of companies that the alderman has met with and has asked for their area of expertise. It's on this chart. You got it. I want to go one step further. We were promised summer jobs for our kids.
That's right.
You never got
That's
that
right.
to us and
You
said
sure
a
did.
mumbling word.
That's right.
Summer is over.
Not a mumbling word.
You know, so you could at least get back to us and say something. But you go, oh yeah, we'll give you summer jobs, and we heard nothing from you. We have not forgotten.
Not at all. Not at all.
Absolutely.
The kids died.
And they even died.
And to add to that, since we having this conversation, you all don't know, but you so big that there are people within your organization that tell us what's really going on. So we're privy to some stuff that you probably don't even know we know. So we know about some of these salaries, and we know about some of these payouts when AECOM would come to a meeting and say, oh yeah, everything you sent to the scene done to this point, we did on our own dime. Then our friends in procurement call us and say, oh man, please, we paid them. They ain't doing nothing for free.
Coming to Atlanta too.
So now we trying to figure out, okay, then you say about the bonding issue. This guy comes all the way to New York to meet with you about bonding these people who probably couldn't get on this project otherwise. And this man gets so disrespected, he leave New York with nothing. He did that on his own dime. So we sending our people trying to negotiate with you, trying to explain to you, you misspending your money. You out here paying these people, thinking they, oh, well, we can handle them. Don't nobody handle us. We ain't to be handled.
Right.
They don't tell us what to do over here.
That's right.
And then you have, and I don't mean no disrespect, please understand something. If you have not been in Chicago long enough to know that there's a huge difference between the south side and the west side of Chicago. We didn't create that. It is what it is. And for you to say, okay, we're going to work with these South Side. No, you're not. No, but we got West Siders do the same thing right here. No, you're not. Not over here.
Not at all.
It is what it is. I mean, I'm not.
It is what it is.
We did the nice thing. I did the gentle thing.
Yep.
I even came as the nice little black pastor. Been there, done that. But you didn't seem to hear me. So now I'm the angry black pastor.
All right now.
And I'm telling you, it didn't have to go this way. There were so many things that could have been eliminated right here in some of these private meetings we had. Nobody was listening to us. When you guys had 2FM telling you what to do, we called it 2FM. Said slow this train down, slow it down. This meeting today, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys called this meeting.
Well, let's talk about,
Wait. Here's what I mean. Hold on. You called this meeting because you said to her, we get ready to do such and such and such and such and such. And she told you, no, you're not getting ready to do nothing till you talk to my community. That's right. You ain't do nothing. You ain't putting the shovel in the ground. You may not have known you were calling to me, but you was calling to me.
Look how many people showed up.
That's what I want to tell you.
Let me just say this, and Pastor Kyles is right. We do get some of the stuff y'all be saying behind our backs. I understand you referred to one of our females as a mad black woman.
Right.
So I'm one.
That's right.
God damn it.
Okay, I'm one right now. Because you cannot talk about anybody in this community and call them names. Margaret Garner ain't going nowhere.
That's right. Nowhere.
Because she knows too much.
That's
She
right.
left us. She is somebody that comes to us and gives us information. That's right. You will not get rid of her. We'll get rid of you.
That's right.
Gotta go. New GC all over.
That's real. That's real. And the fact, again, that there's anybody on this project that's getting paid, and we don't know. That's public knowledge.
Let me say something about it, so I can have the community to understand a little bit. While you all are sitting there. So I just want you to know, with this project, I had to get community folks to work along with me to try to help ACOM to get the project done with the community inclusive. This group have formed an advisory committee who've been constantly working on the project from the beginning, along with the young men as we would go from downtown, taking buses, trying to get people down, because we wanted the development. Margaret Gardner, who Commissioner McGowan is speaking of, is the young lady who built the Walmart store in our community.
That's right.
She also built Bank of America in the community. Did you build another project? PNC Bank. So she has the knowledge that we were looking for to help us from not reinventing the wheel that we've already created for the community, and bringing in ex-offenders, bringing in people who have the skills. Reverend Robinson working on the project, Leona Thomas, all these people have worked on construction projects. Our problem at band is trying to make sure, well, one thing, we were told from the beginning, with that list, Commissioner, you have, that we could select folks to work in any of those slots, right? But when it came to us, it was already done.
That's right.
When they first came and did the press conference, starting on our previous mayor, Emmanuel, they selected this without the community. Without the community. Now that the mayor is no longer here, we stuck with trying to work out a deal that's been worked on before And I'm finding it hard to communicate, to let them know, we know what we're doing, we just need to make sure we get included, but I'm not finding it easy to get that done. So, the community is having a problem, and when they have a problem, I have a problem. I can't move. Now I got to sit here and hear them complain because they know how they've been disrespected, how things are constantly trying to be moved, so I gotta stop and say, wait a minute, we need to come to the community so you all can hear what's going on. And I'm not gonna put anything here that's gonna hurt our community. I'm not gonna put anything here that's not gonna help us. It just ain't gonna happen. If it's gonna be right, it's gonna be right. And if it's gonna be wrong, we ain't gonna have it. That's all I know. I know it's a good thing, and I know we want this public safety academy because it's gonna be, and my vision is to have a project like none other in the country.
That's right, that's right.
But you can't do that and put it in a community. Nowhere else in the city of Chicago, a community gonna be built, no project, and you don't have the community engagement, community involved. I have Cynthia Williams over there. I have NAACP over there. Back there, we had put all that on a list to do work on this project. They haven't came out yet. Belfer New Life, Ed Coleman's in there, who worked with economic development and have the skills. We have skills. We just need to make sure our people in the people that pie. They don't want the crumbs. They want part of that pie.
Right, right.
They don't want a slice. They want a part of that pie. That's all I know. Fiona Thomas, I know you that. But we have got to be able to come together. And here's the other part I have. You think you were frustrated, but you all know how frustrated I've been as well, because I like community meetings. Somebody decided to stop, said we was having too many meetings. I'm like, damn. Excuse me, but when I went to Walmart, I worked 3 years meetings after meeting every day. And now I got a project now and I can't have no
Volunteer
meetings. How do we get to innocent solution? And things are steady happening, but we're not included in it. So whatever, I say, come to the community, wherever the chips fall, let them fall where they may. And we're going to leave here, and then hopefully you can go back and say, we're not going any further. And I'm knowing the community wants to work. I've been your alderman for 20 years, not knowing what we want to do. Somebody will be other than just a few people. And I think that we need to be respectful of it. Whether you like to have meetings or not, I'm telling you, you have to have meetings. I have a meeting every month, 2 or 3 times a month. So come on, let's get ready.
That's right. We are all volunteers, so y'all that's thinking we volunteer. And if they call me one more time, it's gonna be a fight. I'm tired of giving my time, all these meetings, and we not moving at all. Alderman, I'm sorry. Watch this.
And when we meet,
no disrespect. Have any of them guys been here before?
No, none
I
of
don't
them.
see none of them before.
Yes, the brother on the end been here. Michael Sutton. Michael Sutton.
Okay, Mr. Sutton, okay, Mr. Sutton. But again, you shouldn't have been our first choice.
I thought I need to share. You need to hear from me. Why the community, they're upset because they're trying to work on inclusive and we're not getting that. So now, hopefully we can get there.
Alderman, if I could say, I think that I thank everybody who's come out, but I think that the most important thing, if we give AECOM, if you've heard us, the most important thing we must start with is the community benefits agreement. You cannot start clearing the land until you sit down to the table and go through and we spell out a community benefits agreement that'll be a partnership with AECOM in this community that will spell out contracts, that will spell out jobs, that will spell out both of our agreement that you all have a partnership with this community.
And that's why she ain't going nowhere.
That's right.
Now to start with a community benefits agreement.
Can I show you exactly what I mean? You see all these names that you have on this? Now, how are we the advisory committee?
And
we're supposed to be meeting with you, and I've never seen any of these names before.
None of them.
None of it. But you gonna come and present it to the community. Now they looking at me like I'm stupid because now how you gonna tell them and didn't tell me? That's the kind of stuff we talking about. That's a slap in the face,
He
man.
didn't know where they came from, so we asking him, where did they come from?
Yeah, how these people
How
get
they get
picked?
it?
How they get chosen?
Do they have
Nobody on this side of town.
Evidently they got contracts already.
Some of us can read.
How they got contracts?
Them bitches don't look like they
might need to ask.
Wait. No contracts have been
Wait, excuse me. Wait a second. Hey, everybody, let's have Margaret talk. Let's have one meeting.
One meet. Come on, go ahead.
One meeting.
So first and foremost, what the community's asking for is, how many contracts have you all let? Professional services? Wait, no, you all.
You represent us. Get the mic. You represent us.
Right.
It's Margaret Garner.
That's our representative right there. That's what we say. There you go. It's our woman power.
Good evening. First and foremost, as we shared before, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, into the mic.
First and foremost, we want a community benefits agreement.
That's right.
Before any other contract is let. We want a community benefits agreement that's done in conjunction with the community. Number two, any contracts that have been let, we need to know who they're let to and what their scope of services are. Which ones are yet to be let. We spelled out very early on some of the very easy jobs that we would want to be able to put our folks to work. Is to be able to do site logistics, security, fencing. We spelled that out very early on. You want to start making our, getting our folks to work right here? That's only labor. We also spelled out to you all that we gave you all a copy of a PLA that's right now being utilized at the Chicago Housing Authority that can waive the union requirement. So we can have union and non-union. 4 months ago, you all told us that there was a $10 million requirement for the architects, and that was one of the reasons why the architects could not take and participate, and they put together that book right there, and you all were supposed to get back to us from legal to get that waiver waived. Well, if you did it, you didn't share it with us.
Sure
So
did.
the communication is so very important with us. We have an advisory meeting. We started meeting every Monday. Then we were told, Mr. Huggins came to us and told us,
Having too many meetings.
and the project director said our meetings were meaningless. Our meetings were meaningless, and I wish Andrew would be here today so he could take and stand up for the conversation, and you participated for the way he talked to me on the telephone, and I told him I found him to be disrespectful.
Denise too.
Very disrespectful, and I think that disrespect has to be corrected, the way we communicate, the way we move forward. And we can't move forward without the CBA and you all disclosing to us real information that we can share with this community.
That's right. That's right.
And I don't want you all to think this is not a threat. I tried to share with you all. This community has been doing this for over 20 years. They're very passionate.
And yeah, she is a mad black woman.
That's right.
When all
Don't
these
be in her
kids
kitchen.
get- when all these kids,
Right.
when all these kids get killed in our community for the lack of opportunity, we are angry. Ain't we angry in this room? Every time we look at the news, another black baby getting shot by a black man or black boy. They ain't nothing but kids, but they looking for us to lead them the right way. And we can start with this project.
That's right. Or get rid of econ.
Oh, no problem. I gotta go.
We're gonna start by making
All right.
sure that this community is included.
That's
in
all.
the project.
There it is.
If you wanna talk about,
That's it.
community and police coming together, it has to be done right. And you gotta start by working out right here where the project is located. And if you don't do right by me, then I still don't expect you to do right by the community.
Is 2FM here?
There they go right there, sitting right there.
Okay, so now you can testify to the fact that most of these people in the room were there when you needed you. You guys wanted us, you wanted our support. You said, hey, this project is not going to happen in your community if your people don't support it. And we were there on multiple times, not just once. So we've had all these community meetings. We've had you march all these people through here. We've talked and talked and talked, and then we get something like this to show up, and we sitting here looking like dummies trying to say, what have we been investing our Mondays for? And by the way, all of them dumb meetings that Larry Huggins talk about were absolutely necessary, and we bought our own lunch, what I thought was crazy.
And they got all the money. $17 billion organization. 17 billion with a B.
We can't hear you, brother.
I keep hearing the name Larry Huggins. And so I've heard him say that he was the liaison over there. So is he working for AECOM for free?
No.
So have you let a contract to Mr. Huggins to do the liaison work?
$1.5 million.
You have.
Give the mic to him. Let him answer.
Larry's firm was part of the team that proposed. Larry Huggins' firm has a long-standing business relationship with us. He was part of the team that participated. He was part of the team that participated in the procurement that was ultimately selected by the city of Chicago and approved. So yes, is Larry part of our team? Absolutely.
As what?
As what? What's his role?
Liaison? That's my question. To the community over here.
Because he ain't been over here talking to us about
That's my
nothing.
question.
Larry provides support in talking with the community. It's
Well,
not,
no, I can give you
it's
that.
not his primary.
I can give you that support.
He's a member of Larry is a member of the design build.
He asked.
Hold on.
He's a member of the team.
Okay,
He's
he
a
tell
member
us
of
what's going
the
on.
team. Let him answer the question. Let's have one He's a meeting. member of the design build team, just as is AECOM, just as is BOA. He's part of the team. He'd been on the project with us and was selected with us. If there is a lack of clarity in roles
Was he with those
dealing
was he with those initial
we have
meetings?
fallen short
Was he
of
at those
that.
initial meetings?
I sincerely apologize for it. It's clear from the reaction that we have not done a good job. All right, just to be clear about it, it's clear that we have not done a good job. It's also,
My question is, who is the liaison that represents
The community.
AECOM that's coming over here to be the liaison for the community over here? Who is that person? Is that Mr. Larry Huggins?
we have not identified a single person. It's probably, go ahead.
Let me say this.
We don't have to. He glad
If it's not right, you can't make it right.
Right.
So apparently,
It's not right.
You
it's
asked me a
not
question,
right,
you ain't got
because
an
if it
answer.
was, I'll tell you who the community liaison was. And I ain't told you.
mandatory.
So now we need to go back to the table. And disrespect,
Once again,
disrespect, and not working with us to make sure we can point out folks who do this work, been doing this work in the room, and we would have this problem.
well, we know who we want our liaison to be. Somebody we can trust.
I have
Margaret Dunn.
hold on.
what happened.
My name is Brian Carter. I wanted to piggyback on something Ms. Gardner said. So she used the term PLA. That's a project labor agreement.
Disrespect.
In 1995, the federal government took over CHA. I was a part of that team. There's a federal regulation called Section 3.
That's right.
Familiar with that? Okay, you will be in a second. Section 3.
Wait, Mark.
24 CFR Part 963 through 68 says that a city using federal funds, a housing authority, a park district, a school board, can give contracts to community resident-owned business through an alternative procurement process and do not have to go out to bid. So when the city tells you that residents cannot work on this project, they're violating federal regulations.
That's right.
Okay? I'll write it down before I leave.
No,
Thank you, man.
I just wanted to clarify this is not so we can't hire.
Okay, but you said twice that they have to be in the union, and that's not true. The PLA, the project labor agreement with the CHA says that they can contract up to $750,000 through the alternative procurement process and hire residents on those jobs. We created a program called Step Up. There were no union labor. 500 people got jobs. $100 million in contracts to the CHA, 5,000 residents were employed, 141 resident-owned businesses, and we incubated all those businesses. The guy who incubated those businesses runs the Bethel Blue Light program right down the street. Come on, man.
This is not a federal project.
Just to be clear, we appreciate your point to the extent we misspoke or got something wrong. I apologize. It is our goal to maximize Plainview hiring, not to minimize it. So if there are avenues that we can, if there are avenues there we can increase it, we are more than happy to do that, sir.
So can I make a suggestion
yes,
here?
Sir.
Because there's a lot of conversation and chat. We could be here all night. We really could. To really get to the meat and potatoes, can you do two things? Number one, go back and look at our community benefits agreement, the original one. We're still on that page.
Yes,
Number one, if you can do that.
Yes.
Number two, let's have a community, we were brought in for this purpose. And anybody in here who, you can't please everybody, but you have no reason to distrust us. Well, you have no reason to distrust us. We've come this far. We're the ones that really today threw you under the bus. I ain't scared to say it. We threw you under the bus because you threw us under the bus. We represent them. We told them we would make sure this project was transparent. And if we tell them one thing and you tell us something else, we got a problem. So it looks like to me, you, 2FM, us, should be meeting again. And we should get together on that community benefits program agreement. Let's start there, and then all the other things that need to be rolled out. I have no problem with these jokes. I really don't. But I don't know them. I don't know where they came from. This is the first time I've ever heard about it. As far as Mr. Huggins' role, when he came to us, he was presented as a community liaison. He was supposed to be one of those people that represented all the black folks to make sure we got some.
Handle us.
But keep the peace. Yeah, but that never happened. And really, to be honest with you, if there was going to be a community liaison, we would have picked her. She's informed. He keeps trying to push her off this project because she's informed. She knows how this goes. The lady has a depth of understanding, and she is at every meeting. She works her butt off. Oh, by the way, for free.
No, it's not for free.
For free.
It's not for free. She's funded.
It won't be for free no more, will it?
No.
I think something else.
Here's what I mean. She ain't getting paid by AECOM. She's not one of the people at the table. And she should be one of the people at the table because she keeps, again, she's going to make sure that this project is a true community project. You got 2 minority contractors who are part of this general team of yours, correct? Well, 3 with Larry Huggins. 3 with Larry. We ain't counting Larry right now. You got 2. And between those 2, they have about what, roughly 20%?
10%.
Let them answer. 20%? Okay, how about we found out they don't have 20%?
You blink it now.
Now, you asking the same questions we ask. How can these things be? How is it that we get shown one thing? You know, we get okey-doke, people try to okey-doke us in this neighborhood all the time. But you can't keep showing us one thing and giving us something else. So this way, if we have this conversation, someone at your level, maybe you could really make this happen. That's what we asking for.
Tell him, don't ask him nothing. Telling you. Bring Larry over here. She a Christian, I ain't no Christian. She gonna pray for me while I pray on him. Right. She P-R-A-Y, P-R-E-Y.
We never had 95 million on every public.
And seen it.
We want to make sure that our
When it come
community
through here, we'll see it.
is engaged in this project and is transparent as it should be. just as we were transparent and working to bring
Them sons y'all been waiting on.
you don't,
Them bed.
look, I hate to tell you this, but in the north, up here in the north, I'm from the south. I just came way down south, a whole lot of black folks out there on the street working on construction on the street.
Yeah.
In the north, you don't see blacks out there on the street, paving, rolling, and
Up south. At all. Up south.
painting straps in. This stuff, they have got to stop.
Right.
It has to stop somewhere. We have to eat just like everybody else.
Right. Eat the union.
They're not asking for something that is too far outreach.
Right.
It's not far outreach. It's just the will to work there. Now, the buck stopped with me because you all elected me and you got confidence in me. And I'm not about to allow you to keep running past me, doing stuff, and all you know what's going on.
That's right. That's right.
Alderman.
What meeting? Now,
Alderman.
what meeting did they have over here? I didn't know. Well, I can't have that and come back and share with you what's going on in the project. We have a project that's going on that I can't really tell you the steps that's being taken.
Is it too late to stop any of it? Sound like this young man here is shaking his
I
head
don't
and saying
think-
it's too late. Is it too late?
They don't know.
It ain't too late. It ain't too late
Let's let
to,
us answer, please.
Hey,
it ain't never too late.
when that bank loan get on the table, we stop that money. It ain't too late. It ain't
Again.
here then.
Again, we obviously have fallen short in your expectations. We greatly apologize, on behalf of my company, I apologize for where we're at today. The points that were raised about transparency
Inclusion.
and notice.
Inclusion.
Oh, I thought you said collusion. Transparency and inclusion are reasonable and appropriate. Again, I apologize. All we can do is go back to the drawing board and try to do better. To make sure that we are sufficiently informing the aldermen, that we are working with the community residents that give up their time and their effort and energy to answer it. And again, to the extent that we have done things that have disrespected the community, that have shown disrespect on your office and on your leadership, we are greatly sorry. And all I can do is tell you I'm sorry and try to fix it by working with the aldermen and working with their.
Can we set a date?
Fine with me.
Okay. As soon as this is over, we'll set a date.
I promise I will be there.
And will you bring the people that need to be in that meeting?
Now,
I just asked that we.
you see that video cameras in there?
Oh, yes.
We have had to start taking because transparency.
There you go.
Yes.
Hold your camera, say one thing to another, and tape ain't gonna lie no more.
There you go.
We got everything on the record, because we don't wanna keep going back and forth.
Watch that Tom to your right over there, though.
Because our
First one, right
officers
there to
need,
your right.
they need this facility. Our law enforcement, our first responders, they need it terribly to save lives. We don't wanna hold that up because our organization are not doing what they supposed to do. Now, slowing down stuff is on your part, because all you have to do is work with us and be there.
And we want the community liaison here too.
She.
Well, you want to
Let's finish
Hold on, guys.
Hold on.
Let's make sure we have one meeting. Let's make sure we have one meeting.
We will contact ACOM. Like to sit down. We will contact ACOM.
We got it.
We will set the meeting up.
Andrew.
We will set up a meeting from my office. Reach out to them. Once you find out everybody's schedule. I'm sure you don't know it, because I just got in town a few minutes ago, so I can't tell you what my schedule is.
Right.
So let me get settled in, I'll call you, give you a date, and we can get a date together where we can meet, and then we can inform the community where we're going from. And we will keep it, look, in order to inform the community, I think that we need to make sure we have some minutes taken at these meetings, so we can have documentation to give them, they can follow.
Right.
All right? Have that time presenting to you. And thank you all so much for being so gracious here. But you need to know what's going on in this community. $95 million, that ain't no little slap in the face. I just finished counting $1 million. And now I got 95 of the council. And we ain't gonna get one of those. Oh, Lord. Help me understand it.
Excuse me.
But it's gonna be all right.
That's right. Excuse me, Alderman. I got Mama told me, Alderman, to say this. As she go back there, she said, she told me to say, just like Dr. King said, we gonna get turned around. She told me to say it. Let somebody turn me around. All right, Mama. Hey, you come up here and say that. She said that. She made me go up there and say it. She told me, you ain't go up there.